Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of ABFM. Acha, today we are starting with a very big chapter. This chapter is extremely important. The reason is mergers, acquisitions and restructuring is the biggest chapter of our book. In the module C, if I talk about ABFM, the biggest chapter is this only. Mergers, acquisition and restructuring not only has the area of finance, but it also connects this area with the company's accounts. Companies Act as well. Matlab finance area plus Companies Act, both are there and we have to connect both the dots when we're talking about merger, acquisition as well as restructuring, right? So that's why this makes this chapter, the content is more. If the content is more, we expect good number of questions, though I think in the last two attempts I'd seen the same number of questions. They're not very good number of questions that has been asked in the examination, but decent count has been there. So I cannot say that you should leave this particular chapter, but yeah, we can take it as all the chapters in terms of ABFM had been asked in the examination in a balanced manner, not in a manner where it has been asked in a very frequent manner, but these all are asked in a balanced manner. Okay? But the complete book has been divided into different areas and questions has been asked from different corners of the book. Now coming back to this particular area, we talked about mergers. Acha, what do you mean by merger? What do you mean by acquisition? And what do you mean by the term restructuring? Three different terms, but definitely three different important terms. Merger is basically one company, another company coming together and forming new company. That means A and B forming a company called AB. All the assets, all the liabilities of both the companies are now a part of this organization. This organization is not subjected to tax. Why? Because none of them are paying. AB is not paying even a single penny to A, single penny to B. Matlab, instead of shares of A, all the shareholders have now got shares of AB. The asset is not changing. Till the time the asset is not changing, there is no movement of money. How can we put an income tax on it? Won't it be wrong? है ना? That would be wrong. So that would be too wrong to have a merger where we cannot find this particular scenario. So what do we do now? Then that is a merger. There should not be any other money movement other than this. Then comes the term acquisition. What do you mean by the term acquisition? Acquisition means to buy or to acquire, to purchase any other company. If A purchases B, A becomes the parent company or the owner of B. Then comes restructuring. When the company feels, acha, everyone, if I feel my room is too boring, what will I do? I'll just change the seating plan na ki acha nahi, I think the bed doesn't go well here. I think I can change the place of the vase. I think we can fix up and we can make something else in terms of the wardrobes, right? Why won't we decide all these things? You know, we will. Of course, we will. Now, when we talk about the specificity in terms of our company, then what will happen? We will change and reshuffle the number of shares, the shareholders, and the overall share capital of the organization. And we can actually ask one of the creditors or the different kind of debtor, debentures as well as other borrowings. We can ask them to make some changes in terms of the specific amount. Okay? So it is important that we actually work upon all these things. Every company requires certain change. For example, I hope you remember Vodafone and Idea has recently been merged together and they formed a specific organization called VI. You know, if they wouldn't have formed this, then what would have happened? Jio is already leading the market. Airtel has somehow survived, you know. Then both of these were left. If they wouldn't have become one, then was it possible to stay in the market? Airtel has possibly survived while it was a leader at one point of time. It's no more a leader anymore, but then it is still there. We still have BSNL going on. BSNL is something which I can say this is based upon, this is a government organization. They have still continued it. But when we talk about its existence and everything, they are not worried about that much. Though I think the existence of the organization has now become questionable as well, because ultimately other countries looking forward towards where's the money coming from, be it any government sector or a private sector. That's the reality of the country right now, right? We have entered into an economy which is somewhat moving towards the capitalist area. So then when we talk about Vodafone and Idea, they had only one option. Either they merge together and cover up their losses, or they would be two different organizations which would be fighting for the bread and butter. Once they became one, they still had instabilities. They rather had good amount of instabilities, but they still survived and are still going on in the market. Now that is what we call about, right? Small things make a big difference. And whenever we are doing any kind of merger, now, if there are two major organizations, just think about it. Coke and Pepsi are the leaders of all these beverages. What if both of them become one? Then they have a monopoly in the market. This is where Competition Act intervenes, and it says ki no, if you really want to do this, we need to review whether your mergers and acquisitions are going correct or not. That's also something which intervenes the entire working. So you can understand when we talk about mergers, acquisitions, and um, restructuring, this is not only linked with the area of finance. We are talking about not only the area of finance but also the area of law being connected to it. है ना? Hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, what is one of the primary reasons of for the reorganization of business? Technological advancements, globalization and increased competition, government regulations, or government environmental stability, sustainability. What would be the answer? What is one of the primary reasons for reorganization? Why would you make the changes? Survival of the fittest, everyone. Charles Darwin's theory. Till the time you don't change yourself with the changing times, you won't really survive, isn't it? To survive, you have to understand you have a lot of competition. If you won't grow, they will grow faster than you and they will replace you. So it's better that you keep growing and stay always on the first side. Globalization and increased competition is the reason that they have to do this. Next point, what is the form of external restructuring? Research and development, demerger, plant and machinery investments, or none of the above? When we talk about what is the form of external restructuring means everything is happening on the upper side, not in the exact organization. So in this case, what we're doing is actually demerger. That means from the bigger company, you take out a small chunk. This particular chunk is taken out, and this is formed into a new organization. That's called demerger. Sometimes demergers are done to give one particular product an independence in the market. है ना? For example, I had a successful organization, but that successful organization is getting bigger and bigger, and I don't want to keep it as a part of my major organization. We are a group, so we said that let's give it an individuality. For example, Dove came out as just a soap. The soap which was having less pH value, you know, that was not harsh on your skin, and slowly and steadily, Dove became a specific brand of soft things. They introduced Dove lotions. They introduced the specific shampoos as well as conditioners. And after introducing the shampoos and conditioners, they didn't stop here. Then the next thing that they did was nothing. What next thing they did was introducing of the baby care products as well. That means this organization itself became so big that it gave itself a specific brand name. Maggie has a specific brand name, right? If I talk about Maggie, do you know Maggie is not only noodle area now? It has ketchup, it has a specific magic masala. Then it has ketchup, it has Maggie masala, our favorite noodles. It has pastas as well. All these things are currently available in our country. That means they itself are becoming brands. When you see that they are itself becoming the brands, and then it is your call. You can actually convert it into a specific organization that is called demerger. Next point. In May 2022, which two companies were involved in the significant merger related to the evolving technological landscape? This was given in our book itself, so that is what I can ask you about. This is basically what I can say is this is basically a question of data. When we have questions of data, they are covered here. Hinduja's Shaw, Wallace and Ashok Leyland, or HDFC Limited and HDFC Bank, Mindtree Limited and Larsen and Toubro Group, or Chabria Group and Dunlop. This is given in the IBF book, so that's just how this becomes a database question. Now the answer to this question is Mindtree and Larsen and Toubro. They joined their hands together. What what does the term absorption refer to in terms of merger and acquisitions? Legal dissolution of both the companies involved, creation of new company, transfer of rights and liabilities, or continuation of both companies independently. Absorption. Acha, what do you mean by absorption here? Let's see. When we talk about the term absorption, when one particular company exactly absorbs the other company in it, matlab the individuality of the company is gone. In demerger, what happens is we create an individuality and make it a full-fledged company on its own. While in terms of absorption, we are absorbing one organization into our organization. There's a difference in this, na? Legal dissolution of both the companies involved, creation of new company, transfer of rights and liabilities, or continuation of both companies independently. Absorption simply means that the entire company is independently not working at all. Now it's a part of the other company. You know? Now in this case, this is legal dissolution of only one of the organization. Matlab this is A and this was B. So A is now a part of B. So that means this completely becomes A. है ना? For example, Tata Group added 1 mg into it has actually acquired it. I won't say it is absorbed, but it has been bought by the company. It had a lot of potential, and Mr. Ratan Tata saw that particular thing in it. He has a very foresighted vision, I would say. So this organization was taken over or bought by them. Danji, next question. What is the definition of merger? Basic term. Simple, sorted term. What is the common definition of merger? Dissolving business into to construct another, combining two or more existing business into single entity, acquiring the share capital of another company, or establishing um, a new company through the process of amalgamation. What would be the answer? What is the common definition of merger? The answer is combining two or more existing businesses into a single entity. AB becomes A and individually B becomes AB. Combining two or more existing organizations into one single entry. What type of merger involves two businesses operating in the same so there are different types of merger. I strongly believe types of merger is very important for the exam. Vertical merger, conglomerate, horizontal or hostile. Hostile is one of the mergers that I've seen in US a lot. In this case, what's going to be the answer? Vertical is basically I took over an organization which is under me. Conglomerate is we are in the similar area. When horizontal is about we are in the same industry altogether, and then we have hostile, you just buy the other company in a very aggressive manner. So in this case, when this answer is horizontal, because this is the same in line, same market sector, we absorb the organization and we grow further. है ना? Done. The answer is horizontal. Acha, what is the characteristic of conglomerate? Okay, here comes the conglomerate as well. Go ahead and look forward to the answer. The acquirer and target produce similar or rival products. The consolidation involves companies with connected fundamental technologies, or the goal is to eliminate competition and become monopoly, or the acquirer benefits from an expansion of the market participation. Done. So, what's going to be the answer? The acquirer and the target produce similar and rival products. The consolidation is basically connected, or they are not connected at all. What's going to be the answer? Conglomerate is basically when the consolidation of the company with connected fundamental technologies. You had some technological presence, which is good. The consolidation involves companies with connected fundamental technologies. The technologies of one company is so good that the other company wants to acquire it. अच्छा मतलब वैसे तो this is not happening, but let me just tell you. पता है the person I, I forgot the name, who is the CEO of AI. Chat GPT. The person who's actually the head of the Chat GPT, he was unfortunately removed by the board, and he was basically thrown into the organization. Matlab, he was actually thrown out of the organization by the board because of the opposition and all. So what happened was this particular organization was given to, he then ultimately was taken over by Microsoft, and Microsoft, we should be giving you the particular position. Then they offered him a position, and after a certain time, because of the pressure of the employees and other people, he was forced to be taken back into the chat gpt again. And this is how Microsoft and all this working also came into the consideration. Matlab, what if these two organizations come together and they form one particular collaboration? These are conglomerate mergers. This can happen, but though this didn't. So AI can be introduced at another level on Microsoft. That's an idea, isn't it? Those kind of things actually exist in the market. That is called conglomerate. If you have a technical know-how and it is helpful for me, then why not? Then what is the main characteristic of reverse merger? What do you mean by reverse merger, everyone? Normally we have heard that a small company that a small company is taken over by a bigger company. What if the opposite happens? What if the bigger company is taken over by the smaller company? Smaller company has a lot of money, but it is not able to reach out to the share market. It said, let's buy the bigger company, and then the bigger company already has an access to the market. So why not? A smaller company acquires a large or publicly listed company, or it involves a purchase of controlling interest in the share capital. The acquirer and the target have a buyer-seller relationship, or the acquirer company loses its identity. Nothing of that sort happens. When we talk about a reverse merger, the smaller company, reverse means what? The smaller company will buy the bigger company, because this bigger company has the right to access the money from the public. So in this case, what's happening is this bigger company would do the work for the smaller company in terms of the funding. It will bring all the fund that is required by the smaller. A smaller company acquires a larger public listed company so that they can actually gain money through it. How does a reverse merger help an unlisted company? Uh, by acquiring a conglomerate, by eliminating competition, by avoiding the IPO process, or by providing a vertical merger. The bigger company already has an access to the share market. So technically, what is it doing? It is providing them IPO on its own. It's a ready-made process which they are getting. Otherwise, it would have been a very much troublesome issue for the business, isn't it? What is the alternative option of acquiring firm when it acquires another company? Vertical merger, conglomerate, uh, combination into a single company or running independently or elimination of competition. Alternative option of for the acquiring firm, uh, when it acquires another company, when you're trying to acquire another company, then one thing that is happening is combination into two or more entities. You can also combine the two entities and give them their individuality and then keeping that alive. So that would be the answer in this case. So that's it for the day. Acha, before I proceed further, everyone, first of all, if you haven't uh, downloaded our app yet, then it's high time. Go ahead and download it, because we are bringing up with so many batches for you. There are different things that is being planned for the entire batches. So please utilize this opportunity for your benefit. Okay, so go onto the website, that is www.adda247.com. Once you go onto this area, then what you need to do is go onto the area of JIB and CIB. Once you go onto the area of JIB and CIB, look at this CIB June 2024. This is the examination when it would be conducted. All you need to do is look at this particular area. The resolution batch is here, that is the English medium batch. What you can do is, this is only the BFM which is visible. What you can do is, you can actually buy any specific exam, or you can buy the entire, that is CIB Mahapack 2.0 can be bought by you, which includes all the specific classes. All you need to do is go ahead and use the code Y541. As soon as you apply this particular code, then you will get it at 79% plus 1% if you are buying through app. That means overall 80% discount is available to you. So plan out to buy the Mahapack, because under Mahapack you get a lot of things: English medium, bilingual, both the classes open, every single class of CIB, whatever we are taking, every single class would be opened up for you. There is no restriction if you buy this particular pack, and that too for 12 months you have this particular opportunity. Then this isn't this better than any other subject specific, because optional subjects all 5 are covered, all the 4 compulsory are covered, test series is covered, video courses as well as live classes both are given to you. है ना? So all these things are available for you. Then please go ahead and check it out on our website or in our app for further details.